Hey, what's up guys, I'm Bill, and today I'm going to be talking about my 2018 NBA playoff predictions. As all the seeding has came out, all the schedules have came out, I'm only getting into the first round because obviously we don't know who's going to be in the second round, and I don't want to make a whole video going through what I think will happen in the entire playoffs and be completely wrong, so I'm going to just go through my first round, and I'm not claiming that this is going to be what happened, and also I'm not saying that these teams will win. These are teams I think will win off my judgment and in my opinion, so yeah, I'm not saying like anything, so if I say anything bad about your team or that they're going to lose a series, don't get butthurt. That's not guaranteed to happen. With my luck, I'll probably be wrong in every single one. So yeah, but without further ado, without me running on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so I'm going to start off in the Western Conference, and the first series I'm going to get into is the Rockets versus T-Wolves. This is one of the easier series to judge because, the Rockets' high-powered offense and even their defense has been much improved since last year. I just think it will be completely overpower the Timberwolves, and I think they will sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have a chance to win one game, I think, with just because of how good Cat and Jimmy Butler are, and maybe Wiggins if he gets hot. I think the T-Wolves have a big chance of at least getting one, but overall I think the Rockets will end up sweeping them, and I don't think I have to get into that one that much. I don't think there's much like decision right there. But a series I think that could be very, very fun to watch, the Warriors versus the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously last year they met in the conference finals. Kawhi got hurt, and then it was pretty much over from there. So assuming the Spurs don't get Kawhi back, I don't think the Spurs D will be able to stop the Warriors offense, only because of how great it is, even without Steph Curry on the floor. But with how great LaMarcus Aldridge has been playing and scoring this year, maybe their offense will be able to kind of expose the Warriors front court, just because it's a pretty bad front court besides Draymond Green. So that's why it's awful. So there's probably gonna be a few games where he goes for 30 points or more. So with that, they'll probably be able to get one or two games. So I have the Warriors winning that series 4-2. But if the Spurs are somehow able to get Kawhi back and get him back in shape and get him back into basketball form, I think that the San Antonio Spurs will end up winning 4-3 in a 7-game series because no Curry. No Curry, and if you get Kawhi back, it's pretty much over from there. If Kawhi is the same Kawhi we usually know, but assuming that he won't be coming back and the Spurs don't want to risk him already bringing him back and getting him injured in the first round and have him injured next year, I'm just assume that the Warriors are going to win because no Kawhi pretty much equals the Spurs losing in the first round. But I do think it will be a pretty nice series to watch, and even the two games that they end up losing, the Spurs, I think it will be close games only because, the Warriors without Curry, they're kind of more human now. They're a lot more human than they would be if they still had Curry. And now my third series I'm going to get into is the Thunder versus the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz are probably one of the biggest surprises in the entire league. Donovan Mitchell, he's a potential Rookie of the Year candidate. I think Ben Simmons got him by a little bit, but I think he probably will have a chance still to win it. And they've been playing out of their mind. I think right now they're the 4th seed and the Thunder are the 5th seed. So it'll be a very, very close game. And the records were extremely, extremely close. So it's not like the Jazz are just way ahead of the Thunder or anything. So they're pretty much equal teams. And this will probably be one of the closest series in the entire first round, East and West. But I'm going to give it to the Thunder just by a little bit because Westbrook is going to turn up in the playoffs. So is Paul George. But I think Carmelo really is going to want to prove to himself that he is still as good of a scorer as he used to be. And he's going to be able to go off in there, including that the Jazz's leader Donovan Mitchell is just so young. I don't think that's going to work out because rookies usually tend not to play too well in the playoffs. Yes, Dwayne Wade, he played great, and Kobe Bryant played great in his rookie year of the playoffs, but then you look at most rookies, they usually don't play very well in the playoffs just because it's a different atmosphere. Teams just turn up on you, and you're playing the same team seven games potentially in a row. That's going to be very, very hard for a rookie to take in. So with that being said, I think the Thunder take that in a 7-game series and they win 4-3. And now for the last series in the Western Conference, my team, the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Portland Trailblazers. Now, I'm going to try to keep this as unbiased as possible, and I really think I did. And this should be another very, very close series. I can go either way. It could go to the Pelicans' way, or it could go to the Portland Trailblazers' way. I don't think it's that big of a difference. And both Lillard and Anthony Davis have been playing at an MVP level as of late. They've been playing great basketball, and it's very fun to watch them. And it should really be a very, very great series. But since AD, I think it's a little bit better than Lillard. I think he is better than Damian Lillard. He has more impact on the game. And with how great Jrue Holiday is, he's just a beast on defense. He should be a first-team all-defensive player. That's not just being a Pelican. If you look it up on the internet, everyone is saying it. They all think that he should be a first-team defender. If he's not first-team, he should definitely be second-team. He's been playing outstanding on defense and have been having a huge breakout year. So with that being said, I think he'll at least be able to keep Lillard in check. Lillard will still do him. He will still get 20-some points a game, probably. But with Jrue Holiday, he won't be letting Damian Lillard just take take over a game. You know what I mean? He just won't Lillard. He won't let Lillard get wide open threes all game or anything. And then it would rely on C.J. McCollum, and then it'd be C.J. McCollum against Anthony Davis. And I think Anthony Davis will win that every single time. Plus Nikola Mirotic and Etuan Moore have been playing outstanding, and you never know. You might get playoff Rajon Rondo back, doubtful, but you never know. He might. I mean, he was going off with the Bulls last year, so maybe they give him back this time. But I do think, just because of all that being said, I think the Pelicans have a chance, and I think they will win it in a 4-3 series. But like I said earlier, I think the Portland Trailblazers could definitely also win in the 4-3 series. I think it goes to 7 games no matter what. I really want to hear your thoughts on that one below. So comment below, what do you think that one will end up being? I really want to hear your thoughts on that. But now it's time to get into the Eastern Conference. It's going to be the Raptors versus the Washington Wizards. Like, right now, this is going to be a up and down series. I already know, because it depends what team is on and what team is not. I mean, look at it. We've seen the Raptors look unbeatable and go on these huge win streaks and just look unstoppable to almost choking the first seed. And I mean, having Lowry score like 7 points and DeRozan go for 12. I mean, if DeRozan doesn't score for 20 points, the Raptors are in trouble. So it really depends what team is on or not. And then also, I mean, we've seen the Wizards go on huge win streaks, look better playing without him than John Wall, which makes no sense. They look better without John Wall, but then go out of nowhere and just go on a huge slump and suck. And I mean, they choked their last game against Orlando when they could have been the 6th seed. So with this, I think it will probably go to a 6-game series. But I do think the Raptors will end up taking it just because of how great DeRozan has been playing. Lowry's been playing great, and they're just so much more deep than the Wizards. I really think the Wizards are like one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Probably have some of the best bench in the league. Fred VanVleet, he's been playing out of his mind for like what his standards are. So I really do think that the Raptors will end up getting this in 6 games. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7 games, and you never know what happens in 7 games. And once it comes down to 1 game, you really never know who ends up winning. It could go either way, but I do think the Raptors will make it. Now, the second series in the Eastern Conference, the Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that the Bucks will win the series, but I mean, it's going to be only because Kyrie is out. If Kyrie was not out, I would give it to the Celtics, but Kyrie is such a big difference maker. With him being out, Bledsoe is probably one of the best scorers and defenders at the point guard position. He's extremely underrated, I think. So, I mean, with that, I mean, he'll be able to do what he does best, which is pretty much score and pass the ball. With almost, I mean, Terry Rozier has been playing great, but he's not on Eric Bledsoe's level, anywhere near Eric Bledsoe. So I really do think Eric Bledsoe would be able to have a very great series, probably average close to like 17, 18 points per game. Then obviously, you don't have anyone to slow down Giannis. They have tons of wing defenders, but no one can defend Giannis. Giannis is going to do him, and then it just depends on what Jabari Parker, Chris Middleton do. Like, those players can go off as well. They have a very, very good team. So I do think the Bucks will end up taking this in a 6-game series, 4-2. It could go 7-game series. A lot of these first-round matchups are going to be very close, and which is pretty different from usual. Usually you can tell who's going to win. You never really know who's going to win these. And now for the next series in the Eastern Conference, the Cavs versus the Indiana Pacers. And I think with LeBron having one of his best seasons of his entire career in his 15th year, and he always turns up in the playoffs, I mean, I don't even know how he could get much better than he's already playing. I mean, he's playing ungodly. Definitely the best player in the league this year. There's no doubt. There's no Kevin Durant better than, no, there's no, like, you can't say that at all. Like, it's literally an irrelevant argument at this point. So with LeBron turning up, even in the playoffs, I would hate to see playoff LeBron this season, especially in the first round where he knows that he has to come out and make a huge statement. He'll be on his freshest legs possible in the playoffs. So I really think LeBron is going to go absolutely off in the playoffs. So I mean, with him turning up, that will probably be enough to beat him by himself. But Kevin Love has been playing extremely well for them ever since his injury, as he's been averaging 18.4 points per game, 1 steal per game, 1.8 assists per game, 9.6 rebounds per game, 54% from the 3, and also 46% from the field in itself. So I think the Cavs will probably end up winning 4-1, just because in game 3, I think Indiana's arena is going to be extremely loud. Victor Oladipo is going to have a great game. Miles Turner is going to have a great game. I think the Indiana Pacers will still game 3, but then the Cavs are going to end it at home in game 5. I mean, so yeah, that's going to be like that. That could have went 6 games, but I think it's going to end up just going 5. I think the Cavs win it no matter what happens. So now for the last series of the first round, the Sixers versus the Miami Heat. I think that 76ers right now are the hottest team in the entire league. It's not even that I think, it's that they are the hottest team in the entire league. I mean, they're on a 16-game winning streak. Ben Simmons has been playing out of his mind. He's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Joel Embiid will probably be back for Game 2. He's missing Game 1 that just came out today, but he's going to be coming back for Game 2 most likely. So, I mean, just with that, that's going to be unstoppable for the Heat. The Heat, don't really have a star. I mean, they have Goran Dragic can go off. Kelly Olynyk went off last year in Game 7. He can potentially go off. Hassan Whiteside, he can kind of go off, but he's been having a down year with all the injuries he's been having, so he might not even be able to stay healthy. I just think the Sixers, just because of how hot they are, they'll probably end up winning this series 4-0. I mean, the Miami Heat really don't have any superstars to slow down Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, and just aren't as good of a team as the Sixers are. So with that said, I think the Sixers easily win. But unfortunately, guys, it's going to be it for this video. So if you did like it at any point, please hit the like button. Comment below. Do you think I was wrong on any of these series? What do you think it would be? What do you think the games will end up going to? Do you think there will be any upsets? Comment all that below. I really want to hear that. I really do want to hear about the Raptors versus Wizards series. I want to know what y'all think that game will end up being, and the Thunder versus Jazz. I really want to hear what y'all think about that series. I think those will be the two of the closest series in the entire playoffs this year. Like, I just please comment below. And if you want me to go in any in-depth actual me make a whole video on just one series, comment that below. Also, I will gladly do that for y'all. So yeah, but like I said earlier, if you like that at any point, please hit the like button. If you're really like video one, help me out a ton, hit the subscribe button. And it would mean the world to me. And kids, don't think I forgot about you. Never do vegetables, always eat drugs, stay safe, free, goodbye.